Minister of State for Power, Honorable Mohammed Wakil, has called for immediate consideration of institutional reform to aid development in the country. He made the call at the 2019 Leadership Conference Induction and Award of the Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance in Abuja. Wakil said, as a nation who desire for change, it is pertinent to look inwardly on the leadership operators as an effective administration for positive growth. The Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance is an organized body aimed at providing leadership training to socio-political classes in the society. The essence is to coordinate and build a stronger political administrative cadre that would shape governmental policies through research and programs. Prior to this, a good number of these participants are here in this hall to be inducted and awarded for their excellent performance in the course of their training. Speaking at the event, the former Minister of State for Power, Mohammed Wakil, stresses that systematic operators need to be reoriented before the country can proceed into reforming the leadership structure so as to attract development for best practices. Meanwhile, the Regional Director, Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance, Dr. Shegu Ojaratade, charges participants to demonstrate the leadership capacity so as to build a stronger institution for national development. Also, a developmental consultant, Mr. Jide Ojo, noted that the clamor for change and reform has been on a deaf ears, hence calling for the sensitization of recruitment of leadership positions in order to improve on governance and accountability. This expert believes the clamor for restructuring and institutional reform should be reviewed on the basic challenges facing the nation so as to meet up with international best practice.
Leadership is about service to everyone we lead. Security in itself, not in position. Maturity by putting team first, not self. Communication with all levels of organization. Resourcefulness. And finding creative way to make things happen. But when there are no leaders, visions are lost. Decisions are delayed. We face multiple agendas. Conflicts are extended. Productivities are reduced. Mismanagement becomes the order of the day. Corruption becomes the king in the kingdom. To the youth present here today, I challenge you. Stop saying you can't lead if you are not at the top. Leader is not about position. Stop waiting to lead until when you get to the top. Leadership is not about destination. To some of you that said, if I were on top, people will have automatically followed me. Leadership is about influence, where the I stand for integrity. The N stand for nurturing people or empowering people. The F stand for faith in your followers. The L means listening to others. The U means understand your followers. E means to be emotionally intelligent. YN means to navigate your followers through issues, challenges, and problems they may be facing. The C stands for communication, and the E stands for exemplars to followers. Today, to build a strong institution, successful organization cannot afford to wait until someone gets to the top to start leading. You need to demonstrate from where you are now that you are able, capable to lead.
Well, some of the papers presenters, as usual, Nigerians are always good in talking. I'm sorry to use that. The panelists have discussed about how a reform, institutional reform, can really contribute in the nation development. And some of us, especially myself, we are of the view that I think it is high time we should also look at the operators. It is not all the time we are talking about reform of institution and everything. I think there's need for us, as a country to reform or reorient, the operators of this system before we now, go ahead and then think about reforming of the institution itself.
For us to have better leadership, as I've said in my presentation during the panel session, we need to sanitize the leadership recruitment process in Nigeria. Our electoral system, as good as it is, has been greatly undermined by the political actors who are primary beneficiaries of the perceived weaknesses in the law. So first we need to tighten the nuts and bolts of our electoral system so that we can have better elections. And when I say leaders, we are not talking only about Abuja or Buhari. It's cut across the three arms of government and 3 tiers of government, from a local council chairperson, councillors, down to state governors, cabinet, state house of assembly people, down to federal government, the National Assembly, the executive arm of government, the legislative arm of government, the judicial arms of government. All of us must have a conversation to say, look, we are not happy with where Nigeria is. How do we move this country forward? And look inward and see what can we deal with in terms of policy. What can we deal with administratively? What can we deal with legal reform? And initiate those legal reforms. I have said we need to restructure for better governance. So can the leadership take it and do the needful to get that reform agenda on course